Morning everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. If you see me in a new location, I'm actually really not. I usually film against this wall so you can not really see much, but you guys have more background now because I'm in the middle of rearranging my room. Anyways, I just want to give you guys some current reading updates. Let me check. So at least for current reading updates, I'm 83% of the way through of Her Soul to Take. I do plan on finishing it in this reading vlog. This book to me was kind of just like a joke read. In Her Soul to Take, we follow Ray, who is a paranormal YouTuber. She vlogs all of the paranormal, so ghost hunting stuff, and she comes across a grimoire and decides for her YouTube video, since she's lacking in views, she's gonna go ahead and fake summon a demon, and the demon that she summons is the MMC of the book. His name is Leon. Honestly, I'm just reading it because I'm curious to know how it's gonna end up, because there is an underlying theme of a cult in a very small town, and Ray is in danger of this cult. They are after her for a certain reason. I'm not loving it, but yeah, I just decided to pick it up because I've seen quite a bit of people pick it up recently. And then I do have one reading update that I'm very excited for, and that is Mate by Ellie Hazelwood. I did in fact start this one, but I'm not too far into it, so I do really want to focus on this book. In Bride, we follow Misery and Lo. Misery is a vampire and Lo is a werewolf. And in Mate, we follow Misery's best friend Serena and the alpha of another pack. I'm really excited to get further into this one because, as you guys know, Bride was a very top rated book for me. I really loved it, so I'm excited to see Mate and how it holds up. I wonder if it's going to give me the same type of mystery vibe as Bride did, and also the romance. If there's one thing Ellie Hazelwood never fails at, it is the romance, so I'm very excited to start this one. I think this is the one that I'm going to focus on in this vlog. I do have a couple other books that I want to read, but I guess in this vlog I actually want to focus on completing books this month, because right now it's October, the end of October, and I haven't finished anything. So anyways, with that being said, I am going to start. I'm probably going to just finish Her Soul to Take in the car maybe today. Yeah, that's pretty much all the updates that I have for you right now, so let's go ahead and start on finishing Her Soul to Take, and then I will give you guys my review on that after. Hello everyone, welcome to the next morning. I do have one reading update for you guys, and the first one was I indeed did finish Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. I think I would rate this one probably like a 2.5 star, maybe 3 at most. This one was just overall okay. I did have a really good time with it, but it's not like an exceptional piece of literature by any means. I will say that this book is probably the spiciest book that I've consumed ever. They weren't like dark actually for the content of the book. It wasn't as dark as you'd expect, but it was just a lot of spice. I enjoyed the romance between the main characters. They were kind of really forced to work together against a common enemy, because as we know, we follow Ray, who is a paranormal YouTuber, and then Leon. Leon is the demon that she accidentally summons. So I really liked the idea of the cult aspect in it, that this small town was basically overrun by these people that participated in this cult and wanted to summon back this old ancient god. I did really enjoy that. There was a quote in this book that I feel like it kind of reminded me of when you read a really good fanfic that's like between two really random characters, and then it's like the most heartbreaking quote ever. And so that quote was, "No human is ready for forever, and forever is all I have. But you gave me a part of your life when mortal lives are so short. You should know that I love you for whatever that's worth. Stay alive, don't waste that mortal life." To me, that was like such like a, I don't know, like a gripping quote that I didn't expect from a book like this. Yeah, the writing was pretty good. The characters I didn't really connect with really, but I still enjoyed it. I think the only thing that was lacking in this one that kind of stopped me from giving it a higher rating was that the ending was so abrupt. You know, at the end of one of these books you expect a really big finale. The finale in this book was so wasted, and it was basically like, read the next POV to find out, like the next book. And I kind of sat there and I was like, I don't want to have to read a whole other book that will get me to the same endpoint. I don't know if that makes sense. I know a lot of interconnected series, they have their own stories, their own plots, and you'll see a bit of interconnecting like moments here and there, but I think when the really big finale is you have to read another book to find out, it kind of turned me off from wanting to continue, especially because you kind of already got the premise of the books, or like the premise of what the other plots were going to be, which other characters in the series fall in love with each other and how that ends. And yeah, I don't really know if I'm going to continue it. It was fun in the moment, but that was the only reading update that I had for Her Soul to Take. And then I did read a little bit into Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I am now 128 pages into this one. I will say it is not as good as Bride, and I know that off the bat because I was able to binge read Bride in a day, and Mate is kind of taking me a little while longer to finish, but it also is not bad by any means. I'm actually really enjoying it. We follow Serena, who we were briefly introduced to in the first book, and she is actually the mate of the Northwest Alpha. We're really following their romance, and what I really love about this book is that there is still talk of the political polarization between the werewolves, the vampires, and the humans, so I really like that aspect. And I also love where Serena's trying to figure out where she falls into this cycle of politics, where she fits in, because she really doesn't fit in anywhere, right? Like, I don't want to give any spoilers for that. I think that she'll finally be able to find where she belongs. Hopefully that gives her a really happy ending, because I do want to see that for her. But yeah, so my initial thoughts are that it's not as great as Bride, but I'm still really loving it, so I'm hoping to finish this one today because I'm really behind in my reading. Yeah, so with that being said, I'm gonna finish that one, and then I also wanted to show you guys actually something. Let me grab it real fast. As you guys know, one of my favorite books of the year was Shield of Sparrows. I really loved it. I want the second book already, and I'm so excited to jump into the whole world of this. It's so beautiful. If you guys haven't read it, I would 100% highly recommend it. So, as you guys know, I do work in a bookstore, and one of my coworkers, they are basically the social media manager of it all. They really handle so much, and they're the reason why I got to meet Kaylee Smith, who's the author of Phantasma and Enchantra. She's one of my favorite authors, love her so much, and I got to have my book signed. Anyways, so my coworker actually got a hold of Devney Perry's management team. I think that's kind of how it works. I don't really know. But they were able to get us some little goodies for our books, so I'm so excited to show you guys. I got these two Devney Perry bookmarks. We basically have one with her name on it, and then one with the Eden's book series, which I haven't actually read yet because I'm more of a fantasy reader, but it does make me want to read it. And then I got the two most beautiful art prints, which I want to hang on my wall. I just want to get really cute picture frames for them first. And so we have this one of Odessa and the Guardian, and then we also have this one, which I think is my favorite print because I think it's just exceptionally beautiful. And then the prize of it all, which I'm so grateful for my coworker, and I will forever be indebted to them because of this, was a signed book plate. So now my copy of Shield of Sparrows is completely signed. How cool is that? Literally, ugh, I love. But yeah, so if you guys really want to read Shield of Sparrows, I would highly recommend it. I love the author. I think she's super sweet, and thank you so much to my coworker for getting these goodies for me. I will always be thankful for that. But anyways, so I'm gonna keep reading Mate, and then I'll be back with another reading update. I'm probably gonna try to get at least halfway through, but I really hope I could finish this today. That would be the ultimate goal. So let's go ahead and get started on this one. Good morning, everybody. It is now not the next day after the update, but the day after, because I worked yesterday, so I didn't really have time to film much. But I still wanted to give you guys some reading updates and kind of where I'm at. I'm 248 pages into Mate, and I'm really liking it so far. The last update I had for you guys, I was a little bit into it. There were some quotes that I wanted to share with you guys before I forget. On page 196, she says, "There could be room for me in the life of a man with that face." And I was like, yes. So in this one, we're following Serena, who is a hybrid, and Cohen, who is the alpha of the Northwest Pack. What's a lot different from this book compared to the last one is this one, there's a lot of emphasis on finding where she belongs when it comes to species, when it comes to relationships. There's just a lot of new things that we're learning when it comes to how the were species and the human species develop. It's not too heavy on the politics in this one. I know from the point that we're in now that we're going to be getting more politics. As for characters, I really do love Serena. I think she covers her pain and her trauma with her humor. And then Cohen, I will say he's not my favorite MMC. I think Lo in the first book actually wins in terms of MMCs in this universe. He's a little brash and harsh, he's very sarcastic, and I know he's trying to push Serena away, but there's just some comments that he makes sometimes that I don't necessarily find endearing, even though he is trying to push her away. I will say in this book, the tension in them not getting together, like in the first book, was a lot more convincing than this one is now. I really only see a good logic on Serena's side because, you know, she has some health things going on. So yeah, Cohen is not my favorite. I do love Serena though. I think she genuinely makes this whole story very, very impactful and really good. The writing, of course, is really good. For example, on page 246, I had to write it down on my notes because I didn't annotate this book, by the way. "I didn't know anyone could be so perfect, but here we are. I want to touch him so much so I'm not sure if it's allowed. There has to be a limit to how much we crave. Can't approach infinity or it'll stretch us too thin." I just think, like, she has such a way with love declarations and making it feel like the relationship is genuinely meaningful and it genuinely has such a purpose and a feeling to it. We also actually got a bit of a underlying mystery in this book. We're trying to figure out Serena's backstory, how she comes into play in the politics of this world, introduced slightly into a cultish aspect, so I'm excited to see where that goes. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and keep reading this one, and then I also have another, not reading update, but just I'll show you guys. So on another note, besides the whole mate thing, me and my good friend Amanda on bookstagram, we've known each other for a couple years now. We both decided to create a book club together where each month or maybe every other month we choose a book for the month that we want to read and then we read it together. We are going to be doing that on Fable, so if you guys want to come and read with us, we would love your guys' company. We would love to be mutuals with you. It is called Double Booked because there are two hosts. It is me and Amanda. Book club is going to start November 1st, and we did already choose the read for this month, and we are going to be reading Alchemized by Senlin Yu. It is a huge, hefty guy. We're hosting the book club on Fable, so I will link the book club down below if you guys want to join. That's pretty much the only update I have in terms of that. We'd love to be mutuals with you guys. Please join so we can read Alchemized together. Okay, that's the only update I have. I'll give you guys an update in a little bit, so let's go ahead and keep reading. Quick update, I just got to page 255 and he says, "I spent the last 20 years hoping that if there was a mate for me out there, I'd never come across them. And then I found you, and Serena, there isn't one thing I would change about you, or one single thing I regret about knowing you." I know I said I hated this man, but he ate with that line, and I need to finish this chapter because it's gotten a little spicy, so I'll be back with another update. Past one of the scenes, and I want to read you guys this quote, which I'll tell you what it reminds me after. He said, Serena, I would throw away my pack, my life, and my entire world for you, which is the exact reason I cannot have you. This is such a like niche thing, if you guys know what I'm talking about. One of my favorite book series is Vampire Academy, which I read back in like high school, and the reason why the two main characters in that one could not be together was because they were both meant to guard the same person who was like a royal. The two guards fell in love with each other, and he told her that he can't be with her because when it comes to jumping in front of someone in a moment of danger, he would jump in front of her, the woman he loved, over the person that he was sworn to protect. Just, there's something about that trope to me. Like, he would choose her over the world. Like, he would choose her over his duties and what he's supposed to do. It makes it both heartbreaking and romantic at the same time. I don't know how else to explain it, but I really want to finish this book. I have probably like 100 pages left, and I would say that the second half of the book is definitely way better than the first half. I feel their connection a lot more in this one, which was the one thing that I was struggling with. Oh, also, I want to show you guys my blanket. I got it from Kohl's and it was like 13 bucks, but it is the cutest little book blanket ever. There's different books on it. There's like sci-fi, history, we have poetry. This is the little fantasy book. Anyways, I'm gonna continue reading Mate and I'll be back with another update. Hello everybody, it is now the next day. I did have one reading update for you. Did finish Mate by Ellie Hazelwood. I think I'm gonna settle on a 4-star rating for this one. It was really good. I definitely think the first half of the book carried for the second half. The second half was just so good. I was actually reacting to the book and loving it. I will say this one is not as good as Bride. I actually enjoyed Bride way more, but I think I connected with Serena more in this one when it came to her loss of identity, her lack of feeling like she had a home. And with that being said, I still really enjoyed it. I think the character development was really great. The only qualms that I had with it was that I felt like the political part of this book was a little undershadowed when it came to the cult aspect, when it came to the interspecies kind of alliances going on. I just felt like it was super undershadowed by the romance itself, and I would have enjoyed more of a focus on that. And I know she's mainly a romance author, but I still would have loved to have more discussions about the political world and how Serena's existence as a whole is shaking the world and the community. Like I said, I'm settling on a 4.25 rating for this one, somewhere around there. I would really still recommend all of her books. I really love Ellie Hazelwood. Honestly, from her, I would love to see like a full-fledged fantasy book where she's actually focusing on the fantasy world building. I think she would do really good at it. And then it is pretty late in the evening. I think I'm going to take the rest of today easy and kind of chill. I'm going to close the vlog out here. I had a really good time reading. As a wrap, we did read Her Soul to Take on my Kindle, and then Mate by Ellie Hazelwood was kind of the primary focus of this video. I didn't read a lot this week. Like I said, these are the only 2 books that I finished in October, and it's almost the end of October. But I am planning on being more consistent about actually recording content, and not only just recording content but also reading books, because I've definitely been slacking. But thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. I do have a really interesting video planned for next week, but that video was supposed to go out a month ago, so I'm just in the process of editing and getting it out there to you guys. Thank you guys so much for being patient with me. Like I said, I had a lot of family stuff going on and I wasn't able to be as present with my content as I wanted to, but I hope that changes now and I hope I have more free time. Thank you guys so much, and then I will see you guys next time.